We wanted to take a quick stop with Wayne LaPierre from the NRA because he says it is urgent for you to know about this gun bill that is being pushed by Obama that really, honestly, not a lot of people are talking about, at least nobody in the mainstream media, kind of flying in under the radar. He has some vital information he says you need to know. Wayne, how are you, sir?
And how are you doing?
Very good.
Very good.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, I mean, what's going on is NRA has called for full-scale congressional investigations into this program that our government, the Obama administration, was running called Fast and Furious. Apparently what was going on, and this is all based on what agents, law enforcement agents, are coming forward and under the Whistleblower Act and saying, is that we all heard Hillary Clinton and Eric Holder and the administration saying 90% of the guns the cartels are getting are coming from the United States.
Yes.
Blaming the Second Amendment lock, stock, and barrel for the guns of the Mexican drug cartels. Problem was, they could only prove a trickle. What it looks like, apparently, is someone in this administration, in our federal government, set out to turn that trickle into a river of guns flowing from the United States into the hands of the Mexican drug cartels over the border into their hands. And
wait. How do you mean?
It's called Fast and Furious. They did it over the objections of their field agents who said, if we send guns over the border into the hands of these evil people, the Mexican drug cartels, we'll see these guns again. These people will cause harm with these guns. They went ahead and did it. They, in effect, set up a dealership. They set up an illegal pipeline, and they pumped thousands and thousands, according to the agent's words, guns from the United States over the border into the hands of the Mexican drug cartels.
Wait.
And lost track of all of them.
Wait, Wayne, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the guys here in the studio. Am I the only one that's not aware of this?
Not at all.
Is this that we're arming the military to try to help stop them? Or are you saying that there is actually an illegal gun smuggling ring that was set up by the United States government to actually put them into the hands of the bad guys?
That ran amok and put thousands and thousands of guns over the border.
Well, what was the original intent, Wayne? What was the intent of it? I mean, what were they?
That's the big question. That's why we need. That's one of the questions.
Was it originally directed?
Hearings on this.
Was it directed toward the Mexican military? Is that how this happened, or? I mean, because nobody
apparently, and I say apparently because this is all based on what agents that are risking their job and coming forward under the Whistleblower Act are saying.
Yeah.
Apparently, they didn't even tell the Mexican government or the Mexican president they were doing this. What it looks like to a lot of people is they did this to seek political advantage back in the United States, trying to press for more gun laws in the United States and blame the Second Amendment for the acts of Mexican drug cartels.
Wait, Wayne. This is we're having a hard time getting our arms around this. And I mean, here we are, a group of people that on Monday uncovered an economic terrorist plot that the DOJ will not move on. Nobody's investigating any of this. We have it all on tape, so it takes an awful lot to amaze us. But what I want to make sure, let me say this to you and make sure that it's right.
Right.
That you're saying that someone in this administration, someone in the government, has taken and purchased illegal guns here in the United States and then illegally smuggled them into Mexico without the Mexican government knowing, without
under government surveillance, our government surveillance.
With what?
Under our government surveillance, watching it.
Without any kind of cover saying, well, this is to help the police in Mexico or in that, just taking the guns undercover. We're watching it. We smuggle them in. They go to drug lords so they can then be caught here in America, and then we say that it's the Second Amendment. Is that what you're saying?
You know, none of it makes any sense, Glenn. I mean, this is why we need congressional investigations. I mean,
wait. Believe me, I know that there's not a lot in that this administration does that makes sense until you start, honestly, being willing to look at nefarious purposes. But is that what you're claiming is happening?
That is what the agents have said and have told Congress and told Senator Grassley and have told CBS. CBS has run 4 major national stories on this. That pretty well lay this out, what happened, to tell you the truth. The Washington Post is not touching it. The New York Times is not touching it. ABC, NBC is not touching it. Believe me, if this was another administration, this would be on the front page of every newspaper in the country. And every journalist needs to be asking the Watergate questions. Who knew? When did they know? How high does it go?
It goes. I'm telling
you. Because this stinks. I mean, when does it stop being law enforcement and start being part of a criminal enterprise? Keep in mind, they apparently sent thousands and thousands of guns over the border, lost control of them. They went to the Mexican Drug Cartels, and they didn't say anything about this until some of these guns turned up at the killing of that federal Border Patrol agent a month or 2 ago. And then you had the agents down the line saying, we've been saying all along, if you did this, we were going to see these guns again. If you did this, evil people were going to do horrible things with these guns.
Okay, well, so wait. What you're saying there is that people warned them, if you did this, we would see these guns again. So again, it was originally intended for some good purpose.
We don't know what. It makes no sense from a law enforcement standpoint. I mean, that's
but
why
who are they saying the guns? Wayne, who are they saying the guns were intended for?
They were saying that they were going to follow these guns somehow into Mexico in criminal investigations. But they let them go. Many of these guns were sold over the objections of the dealers that called the government and said, we got people here we don't want to sell to.
Okay, so this was some kind of sting operation then?
And the government said, no, go ahead and sell them. We want you to sell all these guns because we're going to watch them and we're going to keep track of them and we're going to see where they go.
All right, I tell you what, Wayne, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put I'm going to call my staff back in New York, and I'm going to have somebody call you today, call your office. We'll look into all of the details. We'll look at all of the other reports. We'll talk to, if we can find some of these whistleblowers, we'll look into their records, what they're saying is going on, and we will report it on Monday, and we will stand with it and the story and find out what it is, explain it, and make sure the American people know one way or another what's going on.
They do, Glenn, because the Obama administration looks like they're trying to cover it up. The Justice Department is trying to spin it, and ATF is at war with itself over this, and the American public needs the truth.
All right, you got it.